a machine learning model using BigQuery. In a traditional way, we always use Python or JavaScript to develop the machine learning models. But over here, we can always use SQL queries itself to develop an machine learning model. It is also told that in the BigQuery ML, this empowers data analysts. What that I mean is that data analysts have a prior knowledge about the data and how we can analyze and everything. But they don't have a top knowledge on machine learning frameworks. But with the help of BigQuery ML, you can make that happen by a limited version of knowledge on ML frameworks. Yeah, next slide. Then coming to the applications of BigQuery ML, when do we use this BigQuery ML is our next question. First, we execute, we iterate and automate the BigQuery model. In coming to execution, ML initiates without moving data from the BigQuery, and we iterate the data because we need a good accuracy of the data. And then we automate the data in a traditional way. We do hyperparameter tuning, right? That comes into picture in automation process. And these are one of the real-time application of BigQuery ML. That is, we can use BigQuery ML in marketing, retail, industrial and IoT, and media gaming. Going to the next slide. These are the customer use cases. These 6 companies are using the BigQuery ML they have used this BigQuery ML as of now. These are the customer use cases. And the next slide.
Yeah. In this slide, I am going to explain briefly about some of the machine learning algorithms presented in the BigQuery. So we have these are some of the linear regression, logistic regression, k-means clustering, deep neural networks are the algorithms presented in the BigQuery ML. Let's consider in linear regression. It is a ML algorithm based on the supervised learning. It performs a regression tasks. Regression models are the target prediction values based on the independent variables. It is mostly used to find out the relationship between the variables and the forecasting values. Different regression models differ based on the kind of relationship between the dependent and independent variables. Let's take an example data set having a variables year, sales, and advertising. Each row in the table shows sales for a year and the amount spent on the advertisements in that year. So in this case, our target variable is sales. It is what we want to predict. And if you use advertising as a predictor variable, linear regression estimates that sales, which is depends upon the advertising cost. If advertising expenditures is increased, then sales will be expected to be increased. If we have only one of the target variable is, we can call it as a simple linear regression. If we have more than predictor values, it is called multilinear regressions. When it comes into logistic regression, it is a supervised learning classification algorithm used to predict the probability of target variable. The nature of the target or dependent variable would be one or two possible classes. If we have one or two possible classes, it is called binary logistic regression. If the target variable having more than two possible classes, it will be multilinear, multi-logistic regressions. If it comes into k-means clustering, k-means clustering is a type of unsupervised learning, which is used when you have unlabeled data. That is the data without defining any categories or any groups. The algorithm works iteratively to assign each data point to one of the k groups based on the features of that that are provided. Here, K defines the number of predefined clusters that needed to be created in the process. If K equal to 2, there will be 2 clusters. If K equal to 3, there will be 3 clusters. Here, we are going to, in demo part, we are going to do time series forecasting values with the e-commerce hourly widget example. So, before that, what is time series forecasting? Time series analysis comprises methods for analyzing the time series data in order to extract meaningful statistics and other characteristics of the data. Time series forecasting is the use of a model to predict future values based on the previously observed values. We will know more about time series forecasting in demo part also. So here we can get the more knowledge of how it will be like before ML and with BigQuery ML. So the main metrics we can define here is the time. Before BigQuery ML, we for learning data, for importing from the other values, for getting cleansing, implementing some of the iterations from in the machine learning, it will take more time for doing anything pre-processing. If we have with BigQuery ML, it takes only less time for doing everything for pre-processing and getting model everything. So here
coming to the next slide. Now, first, let's see the evaluation of data sets. In the 90s, it was just plain data sets. All you predominantly did was just collecting the data, doing some SQL programming and getting the results out of it. In the 20s, analytics and BI came into picture. Then it came to managed analytics, where business did not have to worry about managing infrastructure. Today, business want ML to be democratized. They want regression and classifications to be done by people who are proficient in SQL and not just data scientists or analysts. And that's what Google has done. So coming to everyone such as data analyst or novice who don't know anything about machine learning frameworks, BigQuery plays a major role. BigQuery ML plays a major role and gives opportunity to everyone such as developer and analyst and data scientist. Both developer and data scientist have much more knowledge on ML frameworks, but as before told, the data analyst also empowers in the machine learning models. Yeah, next slide, please. Coming to the accessibility of BigQuery ML, how we will access the BigQuery ML in the GCP is that we use Google Cloud Console or BigQuery command line tool, or we make a call to the REST API. And as a traditional method, we also use the Jupyter notebooks to access the BigQuery. Now we'll walk through the pros and cons of the BigQuery ML. BigQuery ML always brings ML to the data. As before told, this always empowers data analysts and increases the opportunity of data analysts over here. And there are many traditional methods taking place in ML frameworks such as training, splitting, optimization, feature standardization, etc. That is always inbuilt done in BigQuery ML. Coming to the cons of which, this applies only to the regions such as USA, Asia, and Europe. Why this is told as a disadvantage is that pricing here comes into picture. Other people from the other region except USA, Asia, and Europe, when they try to access the BigQuery ML, that may vary their price. Maybe it may be too high for them or something. So that becomes a con for BigQuery ML. And as we use the SQL query to write the queries over here, this becomes non-portable and cannot be used outside Google Cloud. Here basically to create an ML framework, we use create model query to create the model. But that also is limited up to 1,000 per day per project. Next slide, please. Now we'll see the comparison between the ML process which is taking place traditionally and also with BigQuery ML. First, we'll identify the problem and then gather the data. The next step is we pre-process the data into the right format. That is, for an example, if the categorical data are there in the data set, we do one-hot encoding to change the data. That is known as pre-processing the data. And the next step is called split the data. This is one of the important steps in the machine learning model. That is, we do train and test split. That is, we take 80% of the data to train the model, and with the remaining 20% of the data, we test the model. And after this, we build the model. That is, we write the code in Python by choosing the correct architecture, and then we train and evaluate the model. This step is repeated many times till we get a good accuracy. And then at last we deploy the model. By deploying the model, at last we make the predictions out of it, which is given as, which we get as an output. This is a large process which is compared with BigQuery ML. This makes the process is made very easier with the help of BigQuery ML. The circle which we have mentioned in red is all the processes that are in red color. All the 4 processes is inbuiltly done in the BigQuery ML. That is, first we identify the problem and gather the data, and then we train and evaluate the model by writing the SQL queries. And after we write the SQL queries, that automatically makes the prediction with the help of the SQL query model. This is how the ML is created in the BigQuery ML. Yeah, next slide.
So in the demo part, we are going to do these 4 steps. In the first step, we created one customized menu in the Google Sheets itself using some app script. We have app script in the Google Sheets. In the second step, we select a model which is used for time series forecasting. In third step, we are going to train the data and get the forecasting values. In fourth step, we are going to do visualize the actual values and the predicted values, which we get in third step. As I said, in first step we use app script, right? Actually, BigQuery ML built into BigQuery to enable users create machine learning models using standard SQL queries. Here, why we use app script instead of standard SQL? Because recently Google announced a Google Workspace, which seamlessly brings together messages, meetings, talks, and tasks to help our customers create, communicate, and collaborate even more effectively. This includes the ability to extend and customize the productivity in ways beyond Google Workspace through the app sheet and app script. The power of these platforms comes from the ability to let anyone, even people without coding backgrounds, to customize their work. Here, to execute the BigQuery ML queries from the sheets, we will use app scripts. So the app script code will extract input data from the spreadsheet and execute BigQuery ML queries for training and predicting, and update the spreadsheet with prediction values from the model. So in the demo part, we will discuss how to create a time series forecasting model with a BigQuery ML. The input for a time series model is historical sequence of values, and the output is sequence of future predicted values. We have chosen this particular type of model because the time series data is very common in spreadsheets. You can imagine a variety of scenarios that might have an ordered set of dates along with the numerical values. Here we will apply it to any type of machine learning models. BigQuery ML supports a wide variety of model types from neural networks, AutoMLs, and even TensorFlow models also. You don't need to know how the model is built. You just need to bring your data and choose the appropriate options. BigQuery ML will build and host the model for you. So let's do it in demo. So as an example scenario, let's forecast visits to an e-commerce site. The data sets consist of 12 months of traffic, content, and transition data. This data contains some complex patterns that the robust forecasting capabilities in the BigQuery ML can handle well. BigQuery ML provides automatic outliers detection to manage repeating patterns. So here we don't have any customized menu. So we're going to build one customized menu using this app script. If you go to app script, we just in tools we will get script editor. So it will comes to app script. This is the app script. This code we will get for creating in customized menu and data sets, table names and modelings, which is in the cloud platform. Before running this code, we just need to give our project ID or project number here in the app script settings. So I take this project ID from this project name. So I kept this project number here in the app script. So if you search BigQuery here in cloud platform, see in this BigQuery ML time series forecasting, we couldn't find any data set, any table, anything else, any model. So after running this code only, we will get those things. So in this code, we created one of the customized menu. We configured the project cloud platform project ID here, and we created a data set, a table, and everything. And then we select a model also here. We select a model for training for forecasting, the time series forecasting model. So and then after running this code, see, we will get BigQuery ML here. So it consists of training, forecasting, and configuration. It is also we kept it here. We already written a code which consists of, see, we created a menu BigQML consists of train and forecasting and configurations that we found in here. So this is the data set which is having 12 months of data. I just taken 7 days of data from this here. So for training the data, we can select anything. So here I'm selecting 4 days of data. We need to wait for finishing the script. Now it is finished. Now we need to forecast for that training data. So we need to select empty column from the sheet for forecasting values. Here we can give any number of steps for forecasting. So here I'm going to give 3 days of which means 72 hours of forecasting values we need to get here. See, we will get 3 days of forecasting values. If you created a chart here between comparison between actual visits to the predicted values, the blue line represent the actual values, historical data, which is having in e-commerce site. So the red line represent our predicted values for next 3 days. We trained 4 days of our data, and then we will get 3 more days. The number of steps I have given here is 72 hours. So that's why we get 3 days of data. After that, in cloud, in GCP, we will find this forecasting model, data set, and everything here. see, this is the data set, and we have forecasting model and training model. So in the forecast model, we selected a ARIMA model. For training, so this is the data we selected for training. And this is the time duration taken for training. And in evaluation, we will get all this likelihood, non-seasonal trends and variance, seasonal period, everything we will get here. Like this, we will get, we will use this time series forecasting from the Google Sheets using this BigQuery ML. And these are the references we used for preparing this content and then for demo. Thank you guys. If you have any questions, please ask me.